What's everyone saying? It's your boy Simon Sports back again. I'm here today, once again, at Glasgow Central Station. And in today's video, we're going to be heading on a little trip down to Liverpool on board Transpennine Express's Nova 2 trains. And you're going to be joining me. I need to go collect my tickets. The train's going in like 15 minutes. Let's go. Time to go. Transpennine Express run a number of services across Northern England and Scotland and are owned by everyone's favourite transport company, First. TP split their services into three different routes: the South route, which are services between Manchester Airport and Cleethorpes; the North route, which includes all their services that serve both Manchester and Leeds to places like Hull, Middlesbrough and Edinburgh; and the Scottish route, which is the one I'm going to be travelling on today. The Scottish route runs services between Edinburgh and Glasgow, and Liverpool and Manchester. I'm travelling down to Liverpool, which is served by 3 direct trains per day from Glasgow. Manchester, on the other hand, gets a direct service every 2 hours from Glasgow. Other times, to reach Manchester or Liverpool, you need to jump on an Avanti train to either Preston or Wigan North Western and change for a northern service to the final destination. Oddly enough, on my return journey, I had to change at Warrington Central and walk across town to Warrington Bank Quay to get back up. Thanks, Northern. Nearly all intercity trains to England depart from either Platform 1 or Platform 2, and our train was no exception. On this route, TP run a set of CAF Nova 2 Class 397 trains, similar to Northern's Class 195s and 331s, and the Caledonian Sleeper Fleet. CAF have not had a good ride recently when it's come to building rolling stock in the UK. Look what happened to Birmingham's trams and the Caledonian Sleeper Fleet when they were introduced. So it's going to be interesting to see what the experience on board is like. I've only travelled on these trains once from Motherwell to Glasgow Central, so I haven't had the true experience yet. The one thing I was saying on the lead up to this trip, was that I bet you this train is going to be cancelled. I swear that Transpennine have been cancelling so many trains recently. Like, you literally have to check the day before to see if the trains have been cancelled. And then on top of that, there's already trains that have been cancelled for ages. Let's get on board. First impressions? It feels very spacious. There seems to be the right level of brightness inside. If you travel on the other TPE route, you might realise that they run different stock on them, including the Nova 1s, which are the Class 802s, which are similar to stock on LNER and GWR. Nova 3s, which are basically Class 397s with a diesel locomotive on the end, and Class 185s, but we just put that to the side. Basically, all three Nova sets were built to have similar interiors to add consistency. Let's look at the seat. You've got a fold-down table with a cup holder thing and an extension so you can place your laptop on the table and work away. Neat. And the leg space is very generous even if your bag is in the way. There's ample arm space on the window ledge, which is perfect for when you have to nap. But I do find that this armrest is a bit odd. It's just there and it doesn't move at all. Now, all these new train suits are highly sus. Why are none of them nice and comfortable anymore? Like, where's the bounce? How are you expecting people to last an hour or 2 in these seats? In our case, 3 hours. There's a nice 3-pin plug and USB socket below the pair of seats here too.
Welcome to this Transpennine Express service to Liverpool Lime Street.
Our journey today will take around 3 hours 40 minutes to do the 227 miles down to Liverpool Lime Street, calling at Lockerbie, Carlisle, Penrith for the North Lakes, Oxenholme Lake District, Lancaster, Preston, Wigan North Western, St Helens Central and Liverpool Lime Street.
Express service to Liverpool Lime Street. The next stop for this service will be Coach A at the front. In the middle, Coach B, C and D. That's also good to use. So also no smoking on board.
You see, I'm trying to firm these seats. They're not doing me very well, you know. I'm feeling the pain right about now. On board, there are small television screens at each end which give journey progress, breaking news, and show relevant messages throughout the journey. It's cozy. It's got all your necessary toilet stuff for you to have a pleasant number 1, 2, or spew. I find that a lot of things on board the train are manual, you know, like the door locks and the carriage doors and other stuff like that, for example. There's a carriage map to show you where you are on the train so you don't get lost. Let's have a walk down to the other banyo on board in Kochi. Pretty much the same in terms of toilet stuff, all clean and everything. Don't forget the baby changing. Never, never, never. Looking through to first class, this is where you'll find the wheelchair accommodation. From what I see online, the seats are hopefully more comfortable and they recline. You get a nice big table and charging points at every seat, and you get complimentary snacks and drinks as well on board. There are a number of luggage storage spaces at the end of a few of the carriages, and you get ample space above to put small and mid-sized luggage too. I honestly think that our railways do not have enough luggage storage space at all for when it comes to intercity journeys. The best I had was back when LNER used to do luggage storage in their power cars if you're travelling all the way between Edinburgh and King's Cross. That was amazing, but of course there's no more of that because of the Azumas. On board there's also space to plop your bikes, and I thought I'd check it out when we got to Liverpool. These trains have a top speed of 125 miles an hour. However, they aren't tilt enabled, so they're just limited to 100 miles an hour. The West Coast Main Line has a lot of quite curvy track, notably south of Carstairs and around Lancaster, and to maintain a decent level of comfort, it's wise that trains incorporate a tilt when travelling at such a high speed. To be fair, it's weird seeing the West Coast Main Line when not tilting at some mad angle, like partly facing up at the sky.
This service will be calling at Carlisle, Penrith, Oxenholme.
are so busy. Come on.
Please keep your belongings with you or in sight at all times. If you notice anything suspicious,
As we get into Liverpool, I think it's good to sum up. I'd say that the trains have a nice interior and a nice aesthetic. You know, the toilets were clean and all. And I also like the announcements. It's something different. You know, it's nice to have a northern guy making the announcements on the train. Also, it was a cheap journey. I only paid £24.70 for an advance single with railcard discount. And that was only like 2 weeks in advance. But with all those positives, you get the negatives, of course. The seats are rough. They weren't comfortable. I was getting up, moving around the train quite often just so I can keep myself nice and agile, you know? You see that creaking, croaking noise on the train? Yeah, it's not nice. I was able to handle it. You know, it just turned into background music for me after a while, but for some people, they just find that so irritating. And I say this every time I review some sort of intercity train in the UK or something like that. We need some more baggage space, man, especially for large bags. The West Coast Main Line is busy. It's a busy line, and I'd just say it's probably CAF's fault. It's probably just CAF.
So, we've reached Liverpool Lime Street. We're a couple of minutes late into Liverpool, but I'm just gonna go cut about. I might get a pint. If you like the video, make sure you drop a like. Also, subscribe as well. Comment what you want to see in the future. It's been your boy, Someone Explores. I'm in Liverpool. Boom. See you in a bit. Later. Bye.